condition, more of a sleet that's coming down right now out there. And we've been watching JSK Racing really just put on a clinic. You know, these guys have been leading the race from rather early on. A little bit of a challenge they had on their hands with the TRM Motorsports team, but then they nosed into the wall apparently and tore up the front end of that car. Spartan Racing down in second now, about 2 laps back. Premium Dudes now up to third. Landshark in fourth. And Stinky Rat Trap Racing in fifth. And finally, the track is beginning to dry out a little bit.
Yeah, the times are starting to come down a little bit.
Yep. That last lap for JSK was a little bit off the pace for some of the other top cars.
3:30.
Interesting.
Versus a 3:17, 3:13s.
Yeah, by the way, if you want to follow along with the timing and scoring information that Doc and myself and Tiffany and Bill use, it's this Race Hero. So you can go to racehero.io on the web or pick up their app in the App Store. And then you can follow along with your favorite teams. All you do is look through the list of races that they cover, you know, each weekend, and just look for the Champ Car Endurance Series race, the Frozen Rotors Winter Classic. Look for our logo, and then tap that, and then I'll take you right into that information. You can watch along with the same information that we have, which is not official, by the way, just as a reminder. The information that you hear that we speak of is not official. It's not coming from Champ Car.
Nope, it's our own misguided opinions.
Yes. Started the race today with nearly 80 teams this morning. Went green at 8:30 local time. Will be checkers at 4:30, which is about an hour and a half from now. And this is one of the cars we've been following throughout much of the day. Ludicrous Speed is, well, you know, Bill had high hopes for them. He picked them for the win. They are up in 6th spot right now. They might be a little bit further along if it wasn't for all the rain that we had earlier, but with the track drying out, the lap times should begin to fall a little bit more. Still some wet patches out there, and it's still extremely cold on the racetrack, which doesn't lend itself to good grip with the tires. Onto the front straightaway, making some adjustments, looking at his maybe some of the tubes that he has for water. Down the front straightaway, you get a good idea of just how fast your car can go out here at Road America with the straightaways being so long. 311 giving just enough room for Ludacris to get by on the outside under the Briggs and Stratton Bridge down into turn 3.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting looking at the how many laps teams have completed. We've got JSK's, they're out on their own lap at 107. 7 Spartan Racing, they're on 105. So is Premium Dudes in third. And then 104 for our 4th place car. And then everybody kind of pairs off after that. We've got 3 cars now on lap 103. We got 1 on 102. Got a couple of cars on lap 101. Another car on lap 100. And 3 cars on lap 99. And of course, this is all changing as I'm reading it. But
sure. And earlier in the race, we saw a lot of A-class cars up in the top 5, and now they've kind of spread out a little bit. Those C-class cars catching up. A couple B-class cars in the top 12. Two Brothers Racing and Wasted Wages in P12. We got our first D-Class car, Dirty Guys, up in P11. That's the 999 car. All of these guys hoping to make their way into the pits, into impound after the race. JSK up front here. Yep, Cone Crusher's up to 9th. That was Doc's pit for the win.
Right.
And it was a very fine pick too, I might add.
It was. It was a legitimate pick. I don't think anybody, including the racers, expected it to rain pretty much all day long.
Or snow or sleet.
No.
We had a little bit of everything.
Or the snow hurricane.
6.
Snowmageddon.
That 99 Nissan Maxima up front. Now about 3 laps up on the field. Ludicrous Speed just working their way around traffic here.
Well, there was the kiss of death. I talked about tuna no crust, and they dropped down to 19th place from 14th.
Goodness.
Sorry, guys.
You broke my heart.
Yeah.
Frodo, you broke my heart.
Does Doc know who Frodo is?
Yes.
Well, he
Bill.
said kiss of death, so...
I know who Frodo is. I must have read those books as a kid about 5 times through.
What books are they? Because I swear I never read them.
What?
Yeah.
It's one of the classics, Bill.
I think we had to at one point in school or something, and I just like skimmed over it and got one of those, those little
the
cheater
thick
books. Yes, and did a report on that.
It's a classic piece of literature, Bill.
Literature.
I was too busy being an athlete back then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're going to call it?
Oh, no.
Woo! That's the phrase for tomorrow.
That's what you're going to call it.
Oh,
I
yes.
get extra points for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a piece of paper to write that one down.
What you're going to call that one? Brian liked that one. Brian Beasley over on our Facebook page.
Brian Beasley, that's going down on the list too.
Zing, he says. Poor Bill.
I'm here for a little bit of strategy and jokes.
Now it's 2 black eyes for poor Bill. He's just getting beat up by everybody. Where's the love?
It's okay. I have trophies in my trophy shelf. All you people out there in Raceland.
You have trophies.
Oh, wait. So do you, don't you?
Oh, gosh. No.
Oh, boys. Put your trophies away. You're both pretty.
Not only do I have trophies.
Cut to the broadcast booth.
There's got to be a commercial somewhere.
All right, fine. Jeez, I won't talk about the trophies today. There's always tomorrow.
Let's see who's got a bigger trophy. Okay.
Like Tiffany said, now, girls, both your dresses are pretty. Love your hair. Hope you win.
Look at that dry line he's going in there. You can see the lines are really drying out on parts of the track there. That's really going to help with grip. Now, does it help these guys with that are switched over to the rain tires? The all-weather tires? Are they going to start chunking their tires? Yeah, they're going to slow down big time.
Yeah, through the...
Notice how we segued into that serious moment there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't last long.
The E46 working its way up through the field here. I think they're going to end up being the E46s are going to be the new E36s. I guess with time, anything like that's going to happen.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, and we think so. But they're not as dominant as they used to be. There's other cars getting really developed over the years, and we think that they're not going to be the only one. These Mustangs, speaking of who, the 101 is now headed back out on track.
Oh, good for these guys.
The guys are developing these Fox body Mustangs, and they're doing good. And supposedly the old Thunderbirds with their 28-gallon tanks, they're coming on strong.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of talk about those cars.
Yep.
Particularly on the forum.
Yep. So it's things change over time.
They do.
I mean, there's several good cars to have. Yeah.
Well, as the old saying goes, the only constant is change.
If you really don't want change, go vintage racing.
Yeah.
Things pretty much static ongoing because you have to run within their rules, and they just say, hey, this is the way it is, and it doesn't really change.
Bring your vintage car to Champ Car.
Nobody would be that silly.
I don't think people that really are against change race in Champ Car. I mean, because it's not that kind of a series. This is a series where you can create and you can invent and you can develop. That's what makes it so much fun, and that's why we have so many engineers that race with us. It's because it's something you can use your brain, and it's fun. That's part of it.
Yeah, it is fun, and I like the part about being able to just develop and kind of do some things a little differently. You're not building a car to a set rule book, which that's why I didn't want to go racing in those 4-letter acronym race series. I just didn't want to do it because you couldn't do anything. And that's what I like about Champ Car. Now, there is a certain amount of folks that really don't want us doing anything either. They want to be told how to build a car and go race it. That's all they want to do is race. Well, there's also a large group that want to be able to play and do stuff and have fun.
Yeah, no, there's
have
great
their ideas and their engineerings and see how it works.
There's a lot of series that cater to that. There's spec series. E46 has a big spec series following, and you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just different. So I just noticed there as we flipped over to the pit cam, the pit out cam, the 101 is heading back on track. That's the Looney Tunes Mustang. They just got that thing. Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I wasn't. I was watching and not listening.
Yeah. They just their driver was ready to get in. The owner of the car did a quick trip around the paddock in it just to make sure it was working fine. And then I'm sitting at pit in right now, and watched them come right past me and out on pit lane, and I guess they're putting fuel in it.
Okay. $110 laps turned on this 3.5-mile racetrack. Good place here on the front straightaway. Again, to check your belts, just snug them up. Check your gauges.
A couple of cars we talked about earlier kind of dropped off the radar as the race is worn on. Tooth Auto's fourth. They're running down in 16th. The Bavarian Mustache Works guys running in 17th. Tuna No Crust, like I said, dropped down to 19th. Anderson Motorsports, they were up near the front for quite a while, running in 22nd, as was the Rusty Nuts racing car. They're running down in 23rd.
And they set the fastest time of the day.
Yeah, Limpy Screwdriver, we've talked about them a lot on our broadcast. They're running down in 28th.
Yeah, I'm seeing premium dudes there up in 3rd.
Yeah, Nathan said they've got to stop again. They're off sequence because of those PUI penalties.
Yeah, so the last time they stopped was about 30-something laps ago.
So Motorcraft, they were running up front. They're well down in 37th place.
I like the Hakuna Miata.
TR Motorsports, they're still not back on track after that incident while they were running in 2nd place. They're showing them down in 50th place now. Low Farm Racing, we talked about them. They're running down in 53rd. Our Pontiac, unfortunately, that big Grand Prix is running in 59th place. I showed them in the pits. Crash Management still in the pit. Crank Anchor still in the pits. Dead Pedal in that Maserati still in the pits. Ergo Lab, Jerry's had a rough day of it. They're down in 64th place.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the pits with that car, working on it.
Milan, another team that we had high hopes for today, down in 67th.
As did they.
Yep, they're.
Wow, did you see that pass by the orange E30 on Ludacris?
Nah, I missed
No,
it.
I didn't actually see the pass. I saw them just being in front.
My head was stuck in Race Hero.
Yeah, it looked like it was under braking into the kink or whatever that thing is. It's not the kink.
The bus stop. Yeah. So, yeah, we've had a share of cars that bowed out of the race.
32 back in pit lane, guys.
Oh, Premium Dude's coming in. This
That's
must be their stop.
Yeah, that's their stop that we expected.
So they leave the field from P3 and come in to make their final pit stop.
They might not give up too much here. I'm showing them on lap 109. Landshark right behind them in 4th place is on lap 108. Speed in 5th on lap 107. And Stinky Rat Trap Racing on lap 107.
I can hear you, Bill. Sorry,
3 minute plus laps.
Right.
We'll probably come back out in about 6th place, 7th place, maybe.
I was going to say they're probably going to fall behind Ludacris. It's going to be about 2 laps. If they really hustle, they might come out near them.
Yeah, let me pull something up here real quick. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, most pit stops are in the. I pulled up JSK since they're leading. Their pit stop times are in the 8:48 range when you factor in the in-out laps.
The 15 car just came in to serve a small penalty. We don't know what it was for. So what did the 15 car do?
Splitter came off.
Huh?
The splitter came off.
Oh.
Completely came off.
Oh, so he came in here voluntarily, or?
Hey, black flag.
Oh, okay.
NMM Motorsports, that's that Dodge Neon team.
Hey, I found a warm place.
So I don't suppose you're going to move from there, are you, Bill?
No. Look at my camera. You'll see that Ray Frank has a poncho on, and the wind is so bad he looks like Superman. So what I ended up doing is getting underneath his flying cape, and it was actually pretty warm back there. But he said he had beans last night, so that might have been it too.
Oh, Lord.
All right, back to racing.
Tell him
happy birthday.
Oh, yes, Mr. Frank. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Ray. Happy birthday to you. Okay.
And many more.
A very awesome guy.
Ray is. How old are you, Ray? Are you retired? Are you of retirement age yet?
Certainly, I've been that way.
Oh, he's been that way. I think him. So who's older, you or Doc?
I didn't hear you.
Who's older, you or Doc?
Doc who?
Yeah, exactly. The new guy.
Oh, ow.
I don't know how.
Ow, Ray.
He's the new guy.
No coffee for you.
Between corners 4 and 5, that guy's splitter's sitting. His teams are reporting this big piece of car sitting in the middle of the track. So they're sending safety out today.
I'm actually older than Ray.
Wah, wah. It's all right. We're all catching up to you, Doc.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, except for Paulie. I think he's always going to be 49.
So JSK still up front in their Nissan Maxima.
Just remember, I'm going to tap dance on all your graves.
Spartan Racing turns in 310. Cone Crushers turns in a 309. That last time through, back in 9th spot. Wishing they were 6 laps closer to the front. They've certainly got the pace for it.
All right. I have to actually head back up to the tower because our friend that's helping us is going to have to leave.
By the way,
So races coming up. We're at Atlanta Motorsports Park this coming weekend. It's
Yay!
an 8 and a 7. And then it's off to Fontana, California. We're heading out to the, is that the Sunshine State or is that Florida? I never get that right.
That's Florida, God's waiting room.
Okay. So it's Auto Club Speedway out in Fontana, California. It's a double 7, November 17th and 18th.
California is the Golden State.
Ah, the Golden State. Thank you. And it's the full sports car roval. Come join us. Still spots available out there, and there's still a little bit of room left at AMP, I guess. I sent Mike a question, and he never answered me, so I'm going to take that as a yes.
There's not very much room.
Yeah, last time I checked, we were at 60, or just under 60 at 59.